As a developer, it's important to avoid making common mistakes in your code so that your project runs smoothly. One language you may use often is HTML. In this video, I'll go over 5 common HTML mistakes and how to avoid them. By avoiding these mistakes, you can save yourself time and frustration down the road. The first mistake is not properly nesting elements. This is a common mistake among developers who are just starting out with HTML. When elements are not properly nested, it can cause problems with the rendering of the page. Proper nesting means that elements should be contained within other elements that they are related to. For example, if you have a list of items, each list item should be contained within the UL element. Here is another example which shows that the M tag is closed first, then the strong tag is closed. This is a proper way of nesting elements. Ideally, first open is last close. It's also seen that professionals always try to close the tag as soon as they open it and then they write the content in between. The second mistake is not using semantic elements. So semantic elements are those that describe the meaning of their content. For example, the P element is used to mark up a paragraph of text. Using semantic elements helps both user and search engines understand the content on a page better. It also makes the code easier to read for other developers. Examples of semantic tags are form, table, article, which clearly define its content. So instead of writing div, you prefer to write the header, the footer, or even the address. Now these are very meaningful name tags. One should go with semantic, that is meaningful tag names. That's the newer approach in HTML5. The next mistake is not closing empty elements. Some HTML elements do not have any content and are therefore self-closing. Because they don't have any content, that's why they are empty, and they are called as empty tags as well, such as the image tag, the break tag, the input tag, etc. So all these tags we write like this, just br, then it's not a correct way. You should follow br, then slash. That's how we write the tag. That's how we close the empty tag as well. In fact, in XHTML, all elements must be closed. Adding a slash inside the star tag like br here is the proper way to closing empty elements in XHTML. You can check my previous YouTube video HTML versus XHTML, which explains more about XHTML in detail. The next mistake is using inline styles. Nothing wrong with that though, but inline styles should be avoided whenever possible because they make the code more difficult to read and maintain. There is also the CSS specificity, which will have the higher priority when you use it as inline styling. Styles should be kept in an external CSS file and applied to elements as long as possible using the class or ID attributes. Then also, if needed, for smaller part of CSS, you may use inline styling, but try to avoid it as long as possible. The next mistake is not using the indentation. Now this is up to the programmer though. I have seen that people are writing the code, but then they themselves are not able to read it properly. Indentation of the code, like the parent and child, the nesting of tags, if you arrange it in a proper way, then it's easy to read for any developer. Your code should be readable to other developers as well. Even sometimes it happens that the code goes so clumsy that even your own code is not readable to you. That shouldn't happen. So always try to maintain the indentation. Of course, when you are using the advanced code editors, you may not have problem of indenting the tags, but still you should also have a practice if the code editor doesn't support the way you want.